My research topic is the balance between work and leisure in the area of working from home, focusing on the phenomenon of working from home during the global coronavirus pandemic era. My research question is how exploring home working space and time could visualize the balance between work and leisure of graphic designers during contemporary pandemic era of working from home, and how to resist the exploitation under late capitalism. The boundary between work and life is blurring. Work may not be a space, but workspace are constantly increasing. A work enters the home space, more work goes undercover. There's no personal time in daily life, and there is no relic to escape the intrusion of the enterprise. My project tends to visualize a different scenario where different dimensions of work invade the designer's life, from physical space and life. With different dimensions, it points out the invisible exploitations of employees' time and space under the phenomenon of working at home, and which makes the millionaires' labor group rethinks the meaning of their work. WIP gave me a preliminary design concept. The first is to combine the form and the material of the pajama as a surface of communication. Many employees working from home are now wearing pajamas as the work clothes, and I want to use this idea to visualize the burning of the boundary between work and rest. The scrap represents the bondage in the version of the pajama, and I will use the printed ribbon as a design element. The choice of the bed sheets is to use the rest as in residence. I collect various types of content and try to establish a critical visual language. I want to achieve the contrast between hard and soft through my design, and through the choice of visual content, the keyboard as designer's productivity craft. I'm modeling the internal structures of the keyboard to question the hardware part of the technology, which refers to the hard. The soft refers to the software such as the WhatsApp, and also I express some symbolic elements of WhatsApp to compare hardware and software to question the ambiguity of work and leisure caused by the development of the technology. The email body represents the word lead to life. I collect the formatting language used in work email formats through interviews. This language is often delivered through email and communication software like WhatsApp, has an office-like tone that cannot be refused. This phenomenon was discovered with surrounding designers. If receive this kind of email after getting off work, it is usually semi-mandatory and cannot be rejected, but it is with a hypocritical and polite tone. For dealing with the blur of the physical space, I collect a lot of real scene and stage of home office designers in real space on Wicker Street. After observing some messy spaces, I extract visual elements like pattern and try various visual forms. My main task after the WIP review is that the design needs more critical visual language iterations. I start to experiment with the content visually. In this experiment, the font part is using the formative language, and also the visual part use the modeling part of the caps, the keyboard, and also using the burnish of the photo sets I collect from the Wicker as a pattern. And I wanted to divide the clothes into different visual parts that each part will deal with the different burnish I want to print out. This is the other visual experiment I made used the same content, but the different ways of modeling and slight difference of the content and colors. I also print this one with the real material to text the fabric and do the visual text about the effect. I'm selecting the silk as my materials for pajama, and as you can see that the printing effect is good, and I begin to think about how to responding to my topic by combining into a real pajama. I have mentioned that this is the pajama type that I wish to go with my designs, and I divided all the parts clothes into three parts. The first is the front part, which I will do with the burnish as home space and with the space part. And the second one is the cuffs that I will do with the burnish of the craft that you can see I put keyboard on it. And the second part is the back part that I will do with the burnish at the visual space. Also, it will related to designer's pressure at backs, because I think back area is a space that represents the pressures, and also the cuffs is related to the hands part. So it's so I think of the cross parts, which is like related to the hands parts. So I wanted to criticize the burnish of the craft with this part. And the material, I will still go with the silk, and it will be a unisex pajama. After designing the visual parts, I used the heat transform to and also use the material of silk to do visual experiment in schools. And as you can see that also printing the real size to text that how it looks like and the material with my own hands, and I also think that it's more suitable to do it on contrado, that to producing it will get a better effect, also the feeling and textures, also with the visual parts. Then is the straps part. The straps represent the bondage. I use the formatting language also as a content to express the bondage to the designers. And I also do the visual text on different fonts and in both black and white silks. And I will also print it on the silks ribbon later. Then is the bed sheet design. As you can see in the first version, I also use the pattern I collect from the Worker network, which is from the workers' real home space, and collect from the patterns and create it on the front. And also I use the hardware's modeling of different ways to try with the formatting language to do different tags. And as you can see the developed version on the right hand, I have also put some elements in symbolic elements in WhatsApp into the design, and which is more feels better than the first one. And then I do the real text to print it with the real scale, and the next to text about when people lay on it, the different position and what effects will it be. And then the next part I will keep developing it and then print on the silk one. And my next step is first I want to unity the bedsheet design and my pajama designs into the same visual language and keep developing both of them visual language. And then weeks after go to send the close one to Contrado to text the visual effect, and then keep designing and changing it.